It's no secret that exotic pets are controversial. Due to the perception that they are forever wild, fare poorly in captivity, and are dangerous to own, even the smallest exotic pets have been banned in several US states, as well as other places throughout the world. Therefore, you might be wondering which exotic pets remain legal. And there's really no simple way to answer that accurately, since laws vary tremendously by jurisdiction. However, there are some exotic pets that many consider to be unusual and wild that do remain legal in most areas of nations like the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom, save for Australia. For this list, we're discussing less common animals considered exotic that often can be legally kept as pets. Here are 5 exotic pets that you can legally own. Sometimes people have a tendency to see toucans, arasaris, and toucanettes as something rare and illegal, probably because they're not used to seeing them owned as pets. However, while toucans and other softbills have some unique care requirements, most of them are not threatened in the wild, and they are legal to own in almost all 50 states. Arasaris in particular are relatively simple to keep as pets. Arasaris are small, colorful members of the toucan family, known for their striking appearance and playful social nature. These birds are full of personality and can make for unique pets for bird enthusiasts. It's due to their size alone that they are much easier to manage than their larger counterparts. They can be kept in larger flight cages for small birds, which means less cleaning and expense. Best of all, arasaris are legal in a majority of states in the United States, and many areas of other countries as well. Many bird species in general face much fewer restrictions on ownership, about the same as parrots, which are considered to be common pets. Some more positive attributes about arasaris: they are friendly and form true bonds with their owners, showing affection in their own unique way. They eat a palatable yet messy diet of fruits and readily available commercial foods. They are not so noisy compared to parrots, however, they can make repetitive calling sounds when they're bored. Like many birds, they need attention and may benefit from a feathered companion, just not a bird that is smaller than them because they surprisingly have a carnivorous streak. It might seem like something that only professional aquariums have, but yes, you can own a shark. Of course, it's not going to be the fearsome species we're familiar with on television, but there are several smaller species that are suitable for very large home aquariums. Laws banning sharks and other exotic fish are also uncommon in the United States. However, owning a shark is a relatively serious commitment, but for dedicated aquarists, it can be an incredible experience. Which species of sharks can be pets? They may be small, but they have an unmistakable shark-like appearance. Some popular pet shark species include the bamboo shark, epaulet shark, and horn shark, which stay relatively small. By small, I mean under 6 feet long. All marine sharks available in the aquarium trade still require a costly, sizable tank. And unfortunately, some shark species are sold that will eventually grow too large for any feasible home aquarium. For these animals, some adventurous owners may opt for a tub-like tank, while others try to rehome their overgrown predators in zoos and aquariums. Please be aware these facilities often don't have any room. So what kind of pets do sharks make? The best pet sharks are those that are not swimmers. For example, some species like the epaulet shark can walk on the ocean floor using their fins. They may not have the classic open water shark appearance like a black tip reef shark, which I've seen in pet situations before, but this makes them at least feasible to own. With the proper diet of fresh seafood, tank design, and understanding of their needs, a limited number of shark species can make an impressive addition to a home aquarium. Okay, this should come as no surprise to most people. Sugar gliders are probably one of the most popular so-called exotic pets, to the point that I'd consider them relatively mainstream enough to be a little predictable to be included here. Sugar gliders are tiny, adorable marsupials, known for their large eyes, gliding ability, and social personalities. Being marsupials, it is often the case that this group of animals faces restrictions and bans for really no logical reason. For instance, wallabies and opossums are often considered wild, and therefore, despite not being something so crazy to own, they are often restricted. Not the sugar glider though in most states and cities. There are some sad outliers, but for the most part, they are legal throughout the United States and many other countries. Actually, it's more surprising that they'd be made illegal anywhere, but that is the world we live in. Sugar gliders are nocturnal animals that form strong bonds with their owners and thrive being carried in pockets or pouches. They also have a special membrane called the patagium that allows them to glide up to 150 feet in the wild. They are extremely social animals and need companionship, either from their owner or another sugar glider. Their diet includes nectar, fruits, insects, and a balanced pelleted diet, which is often presented as a challenge to compose, but it's really not that big of a deal. Just be aware, they are nocturnal, so may be more active at night when most choose to be sleeping, and again, make sure they are physically and mentally stimulated. Thanks to their popularity, sugar gliders may now have entered the mainstream pet industry, so it's likely they will stay legal in the places where they are allowed. Burmese pythons are one of the largest snake species in the world, but they are also known for being docile and easy to handle when properly raised. Despite this, it's easy to see why giant snakes and large reptiles in general face a lot of public scrutiny. Powered by a pre-existing fear of snakes that is prevalent in our society and some rare cases of human fatalities, bans continue to be called for on large constrictor snakes throughout the United States. Such bans have succeeded in states like New York, Georgia, and Florida, where the latter ban was pushed due to this species' unfortunate established presence in the wild as an invasive species. Burmese pythons are actually banned from being imported into the United States. However, as is obvious, captive breeding has prospered with this species and the snakes remain legal in much of the country. Believe it or not, these large constrictors were once somewhat popular, similar to the much smaller ball pythons. This is despite them being one of the largest snakes in the world. Due to their massive size, Burmese pythons need a very large enclosure, often a custom-built habitat. Due to this and their adult length of around 15 feet, they are not recommended for beginners as they require proper handling and a secure environment. Additionally, they can live to be around 25 years old with proper care, making them a long-term commitment. Therefore, it's rather pleasantly surprising they remain legal in so many states, compared to smaller, warm-blooded exotic pets. So many people are afraid of scorpions, and that's a shame, because they are the ultimate low-maintenance pet. Although yes, they are venomous, but the most popular species, the emperor scorpion, rarely uses its impressive stinger against humans, and their venom has low potency levels. Pet owners report that their stings might feel like a light pinch, which may cause itchiness, mild pain, or even no sensation at all. These fascinating arachnids are silent, easy to care for, and don't need much space. Some even glow under UV light. I had to add scorpions to this list because, as exotic as they may sound, they are legal to own in most states and cities. Yes, they may look intimidating, but many of them are very safe to own, with the exception of some more venomous species like the deathstalker scorpion. However, the actual threat even those cause is often overstated. Although medically significant, even deathstalkers are legal in most states. That may just be an oversight though. They are prohibited to own in the United Kingdom under the Dangerous Wild Animals Act without a special license. The emperor scorpion is popular because of its size and distinctiveness. The North American native desert hairy scorpion is another common choice. They have that traditional desert scorpion look, being a large species that can be found in the American Southwest. These fascinating creatures that have unfairly earned a fearsome reputation can live around 15 years in captivity, depending on the species and sex, and they are recommended for those who are new to exotic and herp keeping if they can appreciate them. So if you've made it this far in the video, you might be wondering why the animals mentioned aren't more exotic sounding, or wonder about the lack of mammals on the list. That's because the more unique animals, like foxes and primates, are definitely not legal in most areas, contrary to what many videos and articles may tell you. And these bans are increasing every year, and are for all intents and purposes irreversible. This is why it's so important to choose your next pet wisely to prevent the occurrence of unwanted animals, injuries, and escapes that may fuel legislators to implement more bans. Owning an exotic pet can be an exciting and rewarding experience, but it's crucial to do your research before bringing one home. Each of these animals come with unique care requirements when compared to traditional pets. Other than that, owning unique pets is no big deal. If you're dedicated, responsible, and willing to learn, you could raise and interact with something truly special.